Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is many a true nerd, and welcome back to Stellaris MegaCorp, where our empire, the Almeta Syndicate, a group of free trading space pirates, space mafia, something of that description, are beginning their expansion, alright? We're starting to blob outwards very, very nicely indeed. We've secured some decent mining rights floating around here, and up these parts, and yeah, now we can start expanding to the north. We've also met the first of our neighbours, the Ganvius, an interesting little group of, well, I think they're supposed to be plants. It's kind of unclear. I think they're plants, alright? And me and them get on alright, to be honest, because we're xenophiles, they're xenophiles, and they're materialists and we're materialists, so we like being friends and we like having robots. Unfortunately, I'm also the space mafia pirates, and they're not. So they weren't really interested in, you know, our relationship going to the next level, so I just snuck onto their planet at night and set up an illegal rave, and they flippin' love it, alright? It is banging with plants every night. I'm not quite sure how plants at a rave works precisely. Haven't been there myself, but I'm told the atmosphere is incredible. So, priorities for today. Explore northwards, expand northwards. There's a bunch of planets in this direction. This particular one's a tropical world. Spot on for me. Could be a very nice colony indeed. So, we need to see who's around these parts of the world and whether anyone's rapidly expanding in this direction. Because I can expand pretty quickly. I've taken the traditional expansion that reduces the cost of actually setting up starbases and thus expanding my territory outwards. I've taken the Ascension perk nice and early on that lets me do the same. So it's pretty cheap for me to expand. I should be able to out-expand my neighbours, but you never know what's around the corner in Stellaris. Could be a giant monstrosity half poking out of a black hole. Could be marauder empires. Could be fallen empires. All sorts of nasty stuff could be floating around here. Though, I did also have a thought, by the way, which is food. Right now, food is plentiful. Because, yeah, population's going up at a decent rate. And we've got a very healthy number of farmers right now. So I'm making a surplus of 21 food. And I've got 1,000 food just sitting there. So, there's two things I can do with that. Number one, calculate the exact amount of food I'm actually got going out to pops right now. So, 34 pops, consuming 34 food. Alright, makes perfect sense. So, if in theory, I were to change my dietary policies right now. Hang on, where's dietary policy here? Here we go, nutritional plentitude. So it's a fundamental right of each of our citizens to enter hibernation with a full digestive organ. Oh, do we hibernate? I didn't know we did that. Apparently we hibernate. Learn something new every day. So that gets me happiness up and pop growth speed up, and that's the important one really. For pop food upkeep, plus 25%. Now if I've got 34 pops eating 34 food, then increasing that by 25% is going to be like, it's like 8 or 9 increase, and I've got plus 21 right now. So I'm going to move everyone over to nutritional plentitude. Nice. So that should come into effect momentarily. And the other thing I can do that's unique to this planet is, yep, decisions attached to this planet. Discourage planetary growth. No, encourage it. Encourage planetary growth. Let's just flood the market with 1,000 food for pop growth speed up, wow, 10 years of plus 25%. Do it. Boom. So now this planet has gained growth encouraged by basically just tossing food at them. So food has just been thrown at these bastards. Healthy and rapid growth will be assured by the generous distribution of proper nutrition. Oh yeah. Now this is going to be some good stuff right here. Now sure, at the end of this month as we enter the next month, we'll probably see a significant drop-off in our food supplies. It should be, yeah, it's still plus 12, so we're still making a decent surplus. But right now, we should start growing our new pops at a hugely accelerated rate. Yeah, nutritional plentitude, a new life for traditional expansion, growth encouraged plus 25%. Marvellous. That is a huge increase at the rate at which pops are going to be joining us. So we can start growing this place nice and fast, which is good for now. Might be a problem down the line when there's a little bit in the way of overpopulation. But for now, it's all good stuff. Now, let's focus over here. There we go. This guy just chilling out. How much do we have in the way of... Ooh. Influence is a bit short right now. How much do we need? About 16 short. Right, it's still going to be a few months before we can expand northwards. May as well just get on with building some mining stations and whatnot. And, right, speaking of meeting the neighbours, right, who's next? We've run into, aha, you are not actually another empire. You're like one of the, yeah, little enclaves, scientists or poets. Okay, that's all absolutely fine. It looks like everything's okay for the time being. No one's claimed this place yet, so yeah, this whole area might be up for grabs. Very, very nice indeed. Just come down here, just make sure nothing's going on. But yeah, this all seems promising, actually. Very, very promising indeed. And this science vessel just going around here, just checking to see if there's anything else going on in regards to other empires that we can spot. But yeah, so far we've only run into the plants down south, who we're pretty cool with. But they do have the right to declare war on us at any time because they kind of know about the illegal plant rave club. So just in case they do decide to do that, yeah, I've decided to fortify this barrier right here. So this here is a starbase. And I think we'll actually put, yeah, you know what? We'll probably put a gun battery here just for safety. Just to make sure everything's fine. And we should probably move the fleet in that direction, just to make sure they don't get any stupid ideas. Or tell you what, if we can expand north, there's some good territory around here. This could be worth some good stuff right there. Marvellous. And yeah, we've actually got ourselves trade value. Ah, trade value. Right. We probably need to discuss that pretty darn soon. So, trade value sometimes just floats around in space. Right now, this 65 trade value, which is a very healthy amount, I'm just generating through domestic activity. However, sometimes you find stuff out in space that's not really directly exploitable. It's not like minerals or energy, but it might be of interest to somebody. What I need to do is have a starbase in range of that and then actually start shipping it back home where it can be processed. So if we just go over to this spot right here, yeah, a module I can build is a trade hub. So by default, a station is capable of collecting any trade that exists in the same system. If I build a trade hub, that increases the collection range outwards, so you can start collecting stuff that's further and further away, sucking it all into that one station, and then shipping that along a trade route back towards your capital, where it's actually, like, cashed in for something. So, okay, there's not much of that down here, but up here, there's signs of, yeah, trade value. 7 trade value there, 2 trade value there. So if I were to have myself a starbase up here, upgraded, build myself a trade hub, and then start shipping that back home, that could be quite significant. Because that's 7 by default, I assume all the perks I've taken, the increased trade value, would apply to that trade when it got home as well. So that is very much worth thinking about. So, crack on northwards. Just get north as fast as you can. You may as well slap down a research station. We've got plenty of money for the time being. In fact, we need to keep an eye on population growth right now. Pops are going to start growing very, very quickly. And we don't have that much housing left now. We've got 3 spare housing and only 4 spare amenities. Population is... we're about to actually unlock a new building. So we'll have to think very carefully when this next population shows up what we're going to do with that there building. Because arguably we could do with more amenities. Arguably we could do with more alloys. I wouldn't mind having a few more alloys though. Plus 14 is probably enough for the time being. I might just want to actually open up, yeah, a new district. What are we shy of right now? We're not really shy of minerals, but it probably wouldn't hurt to have a few more just in case. Or we can actually have, more people could just work as clerks, trade value, and that'd be a cheap way of getting amenities right there. Yeah, I'm actually going to build a brand new city. So that is quite expensive at 450, but screw it. We've got the money for that for the time being. And we could also probably clear out some tile blockers. What does this actually get me, by the way? Doesn't get me anything aside from, yeah, just actually opening up those agricultural districts and those mining districts. Go on then. We'll actually just clear these out at the same time. May as well clear out all the unfortunate stuff I've no need of on my actual home world. And yeah, this guy is just chilling out here, no sign of trouble. Fine. Complete. In which case, you come over here. Was this where the... Hello! Have we just found Gargantua? Yes, we have. So, that is the Infinity Machine, which is just a giant metal sphere floating in space, chilling out, doing its own thing. And no, it's got a skull next to it, but to promise, it's fine. It doesn't want trouble unless we start trouble with it. So yeah, this thing is nice and cool. Alright, we now know where Gargantua is. It would be lovely to be able to lock Gargantua down, but actually, you know what, you... come up here, just explore this system. If this system's clear, we can be pretty confident that, well, at that point you should probably, yeah, come back over here and explore this system. Just make sure no one's coming in this direction, but it feels like we're going to be able to get this crucial choke point locked down, which will be very, very good indeed, because that means we're not going to be boxed in. And, contact report, Leviathan. It's not actually Cthulhu, it's just a giant metal sphere, it's fine. And that little enclave we ran into has translated my language because I didn't flipping bother. Luckily, that gets me a bit of influence. Ah, that's why I need to actually go around finding new people to actually translate the language of. Because, yes, speaking to new people is free influence. And free influence means I can actually, yeah, expand faster. Because I've got the alloys for it, I'm just lacking the influence. Yes, well, that's great. Welcome aboard, you're the curators. Alright, so now we've got ourselves and our contacts. Curators we can speak to. So communicate with those guys. Has anything actually changed with you, by the way? No, it looks about the same as it ever was. So you can ask them about the mysteries of the universe. So basically you just spend energy in order to get them to like you more, and they'll just point you at something fun. Or if you've already found a Leviathan, you can ask them about it, which could potentially be of interest. So how much does that actually cost, by the way? How to defeat it? No, we don't want to defeat it. We've no interest in defeating it. It's fine. So, yeah. What is it really? You're willing to answer that for free. Impervious to extraction. No information comes out of it. No hacker or engineer in the entire galaxy has been able to see through its shiny exterior to gain a glimpse of the knowledge it so obviously withholds from us. We are at a loss. We neither know what it is for, nor what it aims to do once it's done. Well, you're bloody useless for a bunch of elite scientists, aren't ya? Now, for 1,000 energy, they're willing to sell me Curator Insight, so plus 10% research speed for, yeah, 10 years. I tell you what, I'm willing to go for it. Boom. So that should be a significant increase in the rate of my research right there. Very, very nice indeed. So, okay. I'm feeling good about this. We've spent some food very efficiently just to actually speed up our empire. That's not my empire, by the way. That's a different empire. Those are the dancing plants. We like those guys. Are you doing anything, by the way? No, you're not doing anything right now. In that case, would you like to just kind of wander around in this direction? Just, you know, have a quick explore, figure out what's going on in the world, see if you meet anyone. There's got to be some more people out there flipping somewhere. Though I do like the fact that this bit of space seems a bit empty. So we've got some good expansion opportunities. And we seem to be out expanding the Ganvius, which works for me. And there we go. I've got Valus locked down. Very, very nice indeed. We've managed to get the crucial choke point in position. Now, are you doing anything right now? No, you're not. Come over here, survey this system. I think this was the system that had, like, the planet I needed, right? And in comes the research as well. Oh, a further 10% to pop growth. Spot on. This is exactly what I want. Ah, gene clinics. Have you changed at all? Ah, you have. Gene clinics used to just give you, I think it was sociology research and, yeah, just a default growth increase. This time, it's actually giving medical workers who convert consumer goods into amenities. And ooh, that sounds fun. Yeah, go on then. Ooh, but, on the other hand, Off-World Trading Company, a Starbase building. So, produces 2 trade value for each... Oh. So, if I were to build multiple trade hubs, I could actually, yeah, expand outwards and grab all the trade value from all the systems around me, and an additional bonus trade value for each trade hub. So if I had like 3 of them, 6 additional trade. That's not bad, you know. You know what? I've not got enough space trade going on to justify it yet. Stick with the gene clinic just for the time being. Well, as best as I can tell, nothing major going on in this part of the world. So, the Ganvius are... Ooh. I may have just spoken too soon. Whoever just run into... Oh, I've run into something over here. Right. Something is over here. Where is it? Just let's... Where are you? Hang on. Who are you? Where are we looking at here? Oh, right, it's right next to me, sorry. So that is a... Ah, that's a mollusky ship. Right, well, that's extremely high priority. That is another empire. Yes, begin investigating the Epsilon aliens for the next 14 months. We can hold off on the gene clinic just for now. I want to know who these guys are. I want to know where they're based. I'm guessing if you've only just arrived into this system, that means... Never mind. We've actually discovered more aliens. Oh, no, that's actually another enclave. Right, so we've got ourselves another enclave of curators or poets or whatever. Right, well, that's nice as well. But no one owns this system. Now, I think you were coming from this direction, so if I had to guess, I'm going to say there's an empire of mollusks based probably somewhere around here. So, alright. That's all fine. I've managed to secure this area. There might be some more stuff we can secure in the meantime as well. Empires are looking a bit scruffy, by the way. But don't worry, piracy's changed. It used to be, if like your empire looked like this, pirates would like spawn here and over here, and it would generally be bad. Now, instead, that's been replaced with cohesion, where basically the game's just keeping an eye on how many exposed hyperlanes are there coming out of your empire, versus how many systems do you own, how many upgraded starbases do you have, diddly diddly dee. The idea basically now is there are fewer pirates showing up, but when they do show up, they're a big problem. Instead, piracy now exists alongside the trade system. I'll talk about it when it becomes relevant, but yeah, pirates are now kind of like a little number thing happening in the background most of the time. The odd pirate fleet that does show up will be a problem. Hopefully, if we're lucky, we'll never flip and see it. Still, this all works for me, because as soon as we've actually translated their language, we'll get a bunch of actual influence, and then we can actually expand more quickly. Do I want to bother taking... No, I think we can do without that. We'll just leave that system alone for the time being, because these systems are fine but unremarkable. I'm going to bring my other construction ship also up here. I'm just going to be focusing all my construction in this part of the world. And this science ship is going to scan this tropical world, because this might be of interest. That could actually be my first colony right there. Now, I've got plenty of alloys for the moment, so reinforce the murder of Urya, which is apparently my first fleet. This is why I quite like the avian naming principles, because yeah, fleets are just called murders, which is an excellent name. And by the way, we've got ourselves, I'm assuming, yeah, people are now growing very, very fast indeed. We've got ourselves an unemployed pop. But that's fine because, yeah, in just 26 odd seconds, we'll actually have... That's not a second, is it? That feels too fast for a second. I'm not sure what unit of time this is supposed to be, but whatever. I'll just say units of time from now on. The city district will be done momentarily. That'll open up a bunch of new housing, which will be very, very welcome indeed. And it'll create a load of new jobs too. So... housing jumps up, marvellous, and we've also got ourselves, yeah, he's just jumped straight into that, so we've got ourselves a bunch of clerk positions opened. Ah, wait, hang on, no, my mistake, it's only one clerk job versus 5 housing. I thought it was actually more clerk jobs than that. So actually, yeah, the city districts offer very few jobs, all things considered. Still, we are up to 35 now, which means we've got a very important decision to make. What do we do next in terms of... building? Have we actually unlocked anything new through tech? I don't think we have. So, we've got a bunch of stuff we've seen already, like research labs and commercial zones. That's for, yeah, that's 5 clerk jobs. That's where a load of clerk jobs come from. Civilian industries for consumer goods, alloys if we want more alloys. Probably wouldn't be a terrible idea to actually have a 3rd alloy foundry, to be honest. I mean, we do actually have the minerals coming in for it, so we probably could do with more alloys too. Buildings we haven't actually looked at yet. The Hollow Theatre. So that creates, yeah, 2 entertainer jobs. They turn consumer goods into Unity and amenities. So we're okay for amenities for the time being, but at some point that's going to become a bit of a problem. Luxury residences, meanwhile, are just worth flat amenities without actually needing to put people to work, purely because, yeah, I assume there's, like, you know, good facilities attached to them. And it creates housing. +3. So yeah, some buildings can also generate housing too. So you can have like loads of cities, loads of actual housing buildings. You're in good shape. 2 enforcers if crime becomes a problem on your actual planet. Consider maybe putting down a precinct house just for more enforcer jobs. Research labs you know about. Resource silos, exactly what you expect. Basically, yeah, the resource capacity storage goes up, fine. Also creates a couple of clerk jobs just to keep an eye on the research silos. And strongholds creates soldier jobs. Soldiers increase naval capacity and lead to the spawning of defense armies. Yeah, armies, you don't build defense armies anymore. I think you can recruit, yeah, you recruit assault armies, but defense armies are purely a function of how many, like, soldiers and strongholds and whatever you've got. Increasing my naval capacity wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but... I wouldn't mind having a Hollow Theatre. Hollow Theatres sound kind of fun, but then again, if I need entertainers to create amenities, why not just have luxury residences? It's the same cost, I get 5 amenities anyway, and I get bonus housing. Which strikes me as a very, very good idea, and they have the same upkeep as well. You know what? I'm just actually going to build myself a Hollow Theatre because I'm kind of curious, yeah, how good these entertainers actually are. So go on then. We've built a bunch of factories and whatever. Let's actually have something people will enjoy, something fun. And Valis has been locked down. Good. Good, good, good. Build those mining stations. Let's actually start, taking advantage of some of this business. The other construction ship is moving in as well. Sorry, I forgot we actually were complete with that. And fusion reactor. That's exactly what we need. So, that is, I can't say no to that. I'd love research complexes. I assume that's an upgrade to my research lab thing. So, basically researchers just generate additional research points and it's just a building upgrade. Ah, wait, hang on. No, 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 no. That requires me to actually have one of those unique resources. Hang on, which unique resource is that? Tell me what unique resource that is. Exotic gases, which we don't currently have, so ignore that. We're physically incapable of building that thing for the time being. I need fusion reactors anyway. Of course, the other one would just increase the amount of energy being produced by my technicians, but honestly, most of my energy comes from trade anyway, so it's not so important to me. It wouldn't make a massive difference to my overall energy production. But I'm just enjoying being a megacorp because you're just swimming in so much energy, which is effectively money thanks to the new market system. Oh, this is all just marvellous. Well, I've sent a science ship all the way over here, and we've still not run into anybody, and... the artisan troop. Okay, so the other... Oh! Hello! That's definitely not the artisan troop, but I think someone else has been in contact as well. Hello there. So you're the artisan troop. Oh, you're adorable. I like you. You're basically the Beast from Beauty and the Beast, aren't you? I want to give you a big hug. Right, so that's very interesting. We'll speak to you in a second, but... Okay, everyone wants to chat... Wait, that was... Sorry, that was those guys up there, not these ones down here. Okay, fine, whatever. Oh, no, sorry, I think he's just saying where his other station is. Fine, so that's just their 2 stations. I'm assuming this over here is the... Yeah, that'll be the other, the other scientist station. Fine. So when you actually meet one of them, they tell you where the other one is. So, the constant calculator, that massive metal sphere thing that's close to our borders, it wants to have a chat, potentially. And reaching for the orb, a special project. Unfortunately, none of my scientists are anywhere near good enough to do this right now. But it's worth just kind of, keeping in mind. Because I think we need a... Actually, it's only skill 3 or higher. I'm probably quite close to that with a couple of my scientists. We've got ourselves... we do have one level 3 scientist. He's a bit busy right now. And... Okay, did you guys not even say hello, by the way? Because I swear we tried to translate your language. But alright, fine. Whatever. They've closed the border to me anyway there. Ah. Right. Star Empire. Fanatical militarist. Xenophobe. Very much not keen on saying hello. In fact, so unfriendly, they didn't even bother sending us a quick message to say, hi, we acknowledge you exist. So, okay. Those guys are dicks, to be honest. Right, so... They hate me because I'm a criminal syndicate. They hate me because of xenophobia. And interference policy, they're not keen on that either. Okay. So, Squiddy McGee up here, not desperately keen on me. What even are you? You're some kind of mollusk. I'm guessing you're some kind of mollusk. So, okay. The tentacle crabby people, whatever. These guys, the Euthonians. Alright, we've got Euthonians up north. They don't like us. They're never gonna like us. So, let's just leave them be. And right now, fleet power is equivalent, economic power is equivalent. Right. So, I don't think they're an advanced start. They haven't even got a colony down yet, but then neither do I. Though I kind of have a fake colony down in the form of my plant rave. So, what I probably want to do now is, as soon as I actually know how good this tropical world is, that'll kind of, inform whether I want to try and rush north to block off these guys to secure this bit of space for me, or if I want to rush south to make sure I lock down this world as Acts 3. So, okay, I get that you don't like me, it's cool. Though I think I actually picked up some influence from them anyway, so that's positive at the bare minimum. These guys are, you're already moving north, that's fine. Where are the rest of my... Okay, you should probably come home at this point. I feel like you're probably going to do more good at home. So, yeah, just work your way over here and just start, scanning, all of this or whatever. Because we need to actually figure out what's going on. So just come around here, help out on the actual frontier. We've also got ourselves... Yeah, that's fast to do. Just research it while you're actually scanning the area. Why not? But yeah, I'm kind of curious whether we can lock down this area or not. Because if we can just lock down this and then just lock them out. By the way, have we closed our borders to them? Is that, automatic? No, let's just do it now. Right, borders have been closed. So if we can lock down this system, they basically can't get past us without declaring war. And they can't declare war right now because they've got no legitimate reason to declare war. And, yeah, We're not going to be able to see what's going on in their home world at all. No information whatsoever. Fairly big world. Oh, hang on. They are arid. It's a shame they're not willing to do a migration treaty with me. If I could just get one of them into my empire, I could use them to actually settle some of these arid and desert worlds that have spawned right next to me. So, that is a shame. It is a shame, you're massive dicks. And they're... Okay, this is good. They're expanding in that direction. It looks like they're more interested in expansion down over here, which might mean I can block them off. But to be honest, ooh... If I'm going to summon my fleet, because honestly, I feel like it's more likely these guys are going to attack me than these guys. That means that over Steven down here, that needs to be more heavily fortified. What currently is the strength of that place? It's only 644. Okay, that probably needs to be slightly reinforced again. Put another gun battery in place. And maybe set up one defense. Oh, that's expensive. Don't set up a defense platform. That's a lot of alloy. Okay, I'm going to summon the fleet. At the bare minimum, it's going to be recalled to the homeworld for the time being. I'm just going to work under the assumption these guys are not going to attack me. Because right now, they're not even negative to me. Whereas these guys are very negative. Well, actually, not that negative, to be honest. I was expecting more negative. But I guess they're not really like fanatical purifiers or anything. We found more trade value. And I've also found a gigantic skeleton. Well, we're a bit busy right now. I'll investigate that later. Oh, concerning though. Who are you? Yeah, they've got science vessels coming in this direction too. They are 100% surveying this area. No, don't handle that for now. Leave that be for the time being. Whatever that is, we do not have time for it just yet. That's too difficult for us to deal with. We'll come back and deal with all of that later. Scientists are leveling up. I know you found an anomaly. It's fine. I'm more interested in this world. Get on with scanning this world. The fleet has returned to the home world. Problem is the fleet right now is very slow, and until we've got the upgraded reactor, that's only 7 months away for the afterburners. We're still years away from fusion reactors. That's unfortunate. But as soon as you're done with that, how many more orders do you have? Oh wow, okay, you've got a few orders floating around. Got it, another 4 orders. After you've done that, head north, survey this system. I want to know what's going on here. Bare minimum, I'd like to lock down this system, because if they take this system, they lock me out of going up here. So, taking this system is the absolute bare minimum I want. We're going to finish that before they do, because they've only just arrived, and I've got my construction ship ready to jump on it. And I should be surveying faster than them, because I'm pretty sure I've still got on edicts. Yeah, Map the Stars is still active. So my survey speed is 25% faster than normal, which is welcome. Very, very welcome indeed. We should be able to outspeed them in that regard. This construction ship's just throwing down a research vessel over there. And actually, Valus is looking like an excellent spot for, a trade hub. Because if I have a trade hub on Valus, it can pick up these trade goods, it can pick up these trade goods on Warm Jam. If there's any trade goods around here, it can pick them up as well. Yeah, that could actually be worth quite a bit of money to me. That is very, very welcome indeed. Okay, what else can you get on with while we're just waiting for, this place to be finished up? Don't do anything. Actually, you know what? We've got tons of influence for the time being. Yeah, you may as well go and lock down Bastamore. That's not even that bad, to be honest. We've got plenty of influence. We've got plenty of alloys. We're in good shape for the time being. And this science ship is taking its bloody time. Ah, and my Hollow Theatre is done. So, would you believe, I'm guessing a few people decided they wanted to be entertainers, and bloody hell. Right. So, entertainers produce a huge amount of amenities. Ridiculous amounts, in fact. Got it. You know what? I'm happy to let them keep doing that, because if I were to turn one of the entertainer jobs off, that would just lead to, an unemployed specialist, because he's not willing to demote for bloody ages. I've got enough consumer goods floating around for now, and they are worth bonus unity as well. We've got less unity than we used to, because I changed my trade policy from, producing bonus unity to producing bonus consumer goods. Consumer goods is actually only at plus 12. At some point, I'm going to actually need to do something about that. But then again, remember, the market can handle that as well. So, if I wanted to just buy consumer goods from the market, I could just basically pay energy for that. So, that's, just the thing I love about this new economic rework, that there's now choices. If I want to get, say, consumer goods, I could buy them from the market using energy, or I could build infrastructure on my planets to convert minerals into them directly, or I could change my trade policy to sacrifice unity and energy in order to produce consumer goods, or I could change my overall economic policy in order to try and focus on consumer goods at the cost of alloys. There's just, yeah, so many different ways I can get to a single thing. It's just a lot more interesting than it used to be. It's wonderful. System survey down there is complete. So, what do we know about this here planet, Azax 3? So, low gravity, building cost is down, but habitability is down. But then again, it's perfect for me, so... Ooh. Really? 75%? Ouch. Okay. So, 25% increase in upkeep and amenities usage. That's fine. It's not a huge planet. There's enough that we could actually treat this place as an agricultural centre. It's not exactly spectacular, but at the bare minimum, I can settle it, which is nice. And we can keep an eye on their science ship as well. So their science ship is totally scanning this area, but he's way behind us. Still no sign of a construction ship. And we're almost done. That's actually the last planet we need to scan in this area. So at that point, we can immediately lock this place down and banish your science ship forever. Beautiful. And that is, there's the afterburners. And, yeah, nanomechanics that we got from an event. Or, I could say, nebula refinery. So just plus 10% for a mining outpost, which honestly isn't terrible. I've got quite a few of them, and that's pretty cheap. Or, I could take armor 2. Ooh. What's the priority right now? I mean, the nice thing about armor is while it costs more money, it doesn't cost energy. And I'm still years away from having fusion reactor. But then again, this is years away as well. You know what? I'm going to take nebula refinery. It's a bit on the slow side, but yeah, plus 10% to all of my mining stations. That's a lot. A huge, huge amount of bonus minerals and energy. And there we go, that place is locked down. Lock it down, get in there. Science ship, get over there, scan this place. If we can, get it before they get it. But to be honest, they've almost certainly already got that place surveyed if they've already got a science ship over here surveying this spot. So, we'll be lucky to get that done. This guy, meanwhile, over here is just going to go check out this spot, see what's going on over here, this little dead end. Yeah, this little spine down here, this would be nice to get my hands on. And hello! Tundra World 14. Not appropriate for me, and it's small. We might give it a scan later, but honestly, it's not the most important thing in the world. I would not mind locking down Azaz, though. You may notice, by the way, if you haven't played Stellaris for a while, planets aren't quite as common as they used to be. Planets seem to, like, spawn just a little bit less than in old Stellaris. I think that's actually not new to 2.2, though. I think that's been in there for a little while, so they're more valuable than they used to be. Though MegaCorps don't really mind that as much, because MegaCorps can basically just build cities on other people's planets, so that's all absolutely fine. Now, while you're just getting on with that, yeah, build me mining stations, build me research stations, why not? And traditions. Now, which tree do we want to go down? Because, yeah, okay, let's actually consider our options here. So, in domination, governor leader cap up by 2, not interesting. Capital buildings and housing buildings generate a bonus housing each. Not spectacular, really. Ruler level cap up by 2. Public trust officers. Enforcers reduce crime by an additional 20%. Useful if you're trying to stop crime, but I'm not trying to stop crime. I am crime. And workplace motivators. Ooh, there's a good euphemism. Resource output from workers and slaves increased by 5%. Not great. Now, I'm most interested in prosperity, because prosperity is kind of what MegaCorps are all about. So mining station output up by 10% just immediately for free. Finisher effect is merchant job. Don't know what that does yet, but it does feel appropriate for what I'm trying to do, given I do a lot of trade. So building upkeep and district upkeep down by 10%, that's nice. And improvements for buildings and districts, build costs and build speed. Very, very nice indeed. City districts, additional housing, that's nice. City districts, additional clerk job. Specialist output up by 5%. As opposed to, yeah, 5% workplace motivators for domination. Fine. Honestly, that's not great. I mean, I like the idea of the mining station output up. I like the idea of the merchant job. Those perks don't feel like the best. Harmony is, yeah, food consumption reduced by 10% and stability up by 5%. And, of course, the Ascension perk slot. What else do we have here? Leader lifespan up fine as it ever was. And, this is interesting. So the time it takes for unemployed pops to demote to a lower stratum reduced by 50%. But honestly, it would still be a very long time even then. So probably not worth bothering with. Defensive war with other empires. Ship build speed and ship fire rate up within your own borders as it ever was. Governing ethics attraction up by 25%. I think that hasn't changed. Pop amenity usage reduced by 10%. I'm kind of sad not to see the Paradise Dome showing up. Is there no Paradise Dome? No, the Paradise Dome! Oh, I missed the Paradise Dome. Now, Starbase capacity up by 2 for adopting supremacy, which is actually more important than it used to be. Because, yeah, Starbases aren't just for defense anymore. Starbases are very important for trading empires, because you need to have Starbases set up in order to actually gather trade and ship it back home. So that's potentially of interest, and the war doctrines to actually, specialise your fleet a little bit, still available. Ship build cost and build speed improvements, and ship upkeep and naval capacity increased, actually. Capacity up by 20%, that's very, very nice indeed. Ship fire rate up by 10% and orbital bombardment damage up 20%. Those are pretty powerful. Starbase damage up by 20% is nice as well, and fleet command limit increased by +20, admiral level cap increased by +2. Supremacy is good. I'm liking that supremacy. I think we looked at some of diplomacy, or rather adaptability, previously. So open markets, empire trade value increased by 10%. Not bad at all. Market fee reduced by 10% so you can trade on the market more efficiently. And base trade protection for trade routes increased by 5. I'll discuss that when it becomes relevant. Hopefully we'll set up our own trade route very, very soon indeed. And I think discovery hasn't changed a huge amount. So we're normally research speed up by 20% as a starter. And then research speed up by 10% as a finisher. Then we've got, boldly go, survey speed up, nothing major. Research station output increased by 10%. That's new, isn't it? That used to be just, something to do with science vessels floating over your planet, scanning down onto them or something, I think. Science division, so research alternatives increased, which is always welcome. Leader experience gain up by 25%, leader level cap up by 1. And faith in science, pops working with research have their upkeep reduced by 20%. Ooh, what is the right way to go in that case? Honestly, I'm kind of tempted by supremacy. I am tempted by supremacy because it feels to me like there's a very real possibility I might end up at war with my neighbours up here in the not too distant future. So having, ship fire rate up and also having ship upkeep reduced, naval capacity up 20%, ship build cost down by 10%. There's a lot there I like. There's a lot there I like, as indeed is Starbase damage up, because my southern frontier is going to be pretty much exclusively guarded by a Starbase if my fleet's busy up north. Yeah, as a security policy, I'm going to adopt supremacy. So we're going to open up supremacy. I might not rush to finish it, but it does feel very, very strong, very, very powerful. And this science vessel's bloody almost finally made it home. And bad news that I probably shouldn't be too surprised by, the Ganvius have decided to build precinct houses to deal with the crime problem. So, there's about to be a big hit to the crime level, which unfortunately means this place is going to be worth, less to me. It's going to be not quite as valuable as it once was. The 8's going to drop, but I think the 10 is flat. As long as they can't actually shut this place down for good, that 10 is just flat and not affected by trade or crime rate. I think it's just the 8 that's affected by the crime rate. So hopefully, as long as they don't shut it down, we should be fine. And we've got that system scanned, but I suspect it's too late. Yeah, the Euthonians have actually got themselves a construction vessel already present, so are they actually building anything right now, though? Have they? Oh, they've literally only just arrived. Darn it. Oh, that's such a shame. We were so flipping close. That is a real shame. That's such a shame. So, they're going to get that system locked down right now. What else can we do? Because actually, these 3 belong to us by default, because no one else can get over to them. I could work north, try and get hold of Gargantua, but if I try and get Gargantua, then, well, it means the border is going to be wider than I'd like against them. But it does open up the possibility of locking down, what is that place? Hang on, I can't quite read that. Oxclery. If I can lock down Oxclery, then I've got the ability to basically head in this direction, which is not the worst thing in the world. Well, maybe We might be leaving ourselves a little bit wide at the minute. I might be playing it a little bit too wide. Such a shame we can't actually grab this place down. That's a real shame. Is there anything I can do to stop them? If I move my fleet into the same area, no, because the fleet will not technically be hostile. If I declared war on them, then move my fleet into this area, then we would be hostile, but is that really a good idea? That can't be a good idea. No. Declaring war. In fact, I probably can't declare war. No, I've got no legitimate reason to declare war, so I can't even if I wanted to. That's actually a real shame, because if I actually had my construction ship waiting right there, I might have just been able to get it slapped down before he could. Right, in that case, head north, focus on scanning these two systems. We can box them in. It's not perfect, but it's better than the alternative. In fact, of course, thanks to my little secret dance club, I do actually have visibility of this system, so I can see their main fleet, which is strength, strength 500 or thereabouts. Now, Orvastivum actually does have defense of about 900, so if they tried to declare war on me, they would not be able to break in right now. So that works for me. That works for me for the time being, so we'll leave that be. If they do decide to try and kick me off their world, they're going to struggle. And by the way, how's your building of that precinct house? Not quite done yet, but it will be done soon. And that's going to be bad for me. That is a bit of a shame. And yeah, there we go. So they've locked that down. Right, now the question is, did they already have this system surveyed? I don't know whether they do or not. I don't know whether they actually need to send a science ship up there, or where that construction ship is planning to go next. Because I've actually got the influence to lock down all of this pretty quickly. You're not doing anything. No, you're not doing anything right now. Right, you, come through here. Be ready. We might need to set up a double border against these guys. But if we can lock them in, it's not the worst thing in the world. Alright, we'll just basically set up a double border against them. We'll harden it. They won't be able to get past us. They'll be forced to expand in this direction. And hopefully, they'll annoy someone over here or someone over here. It'll be fine. Right, this system has been surveyed. There's a decent amount of energy here, and no sign of their actual construction ships yet. So you, scan Gargantua, you head over here, lock this place down. It's going to be a bit more expensive in terms of influence, but we have the influence to pull it off for the time being. So you, lock this place down. Yeah, 105 influence. Expensive, but it's fine. It's worth it, alright? And we've got the alloys that we need. So over here in Wumjam, we should probably start. Yep, there we go. Get this place upgraded, please. Now, who's saying hello exactly? Ah, the Ganvius block would actually like a research agreement. I am willing to agree to that, because I think their technology is, it's equivalent to us. They're actually receptive, which is very, very nice indeed. So, we have a common enemy. Right, you don't like the Euthonians either, or rather the Euthonians just don't really like anybody, so you kind of don't like them by default. Gotcha. I tell you what, just slowly making friends with these guys, while simultaneously screwing them over. Not the worst thing in the world. And also, there's been a comet. Hooray for unity or whatever. And tragically, yes, crime has just flipping collapsed, because they've got themselves, 3 pops dedicated to enforcement. So that means right now the corporate office is not making a huge amount of money, and until it actually reaches, wow, you've only got 30 pops. You are growing very, very slowly. Hang on, what do we know about you guys? Resilient, natural sociologists, tropical preference, xenophiles. Fine, you don't actually have slow growth. I'm not really sure why you are so slow, because you're only at 30 population right now. I'm at 37. Like, I know I've boosted that a bit, but it shouldn't be that far ahead. There we go. We got them locked down. It's done. Boom. So build the mining stations that we need there. And this platform also gets immediately upgraded. We need to start, locking these guys in. This all works for me. It's a shame I actually have to spend 2 of my Starbases just on keeping these guys locked down. Especially as, that's particularly annoying because I wanted Valus to actually, be the big trade hub. I mean, I guess Wumjam could be a trade hub. No, it wouldn't make a good trade hub. That's a real shame. That's a real shame. Also, we found ourselves a nice thing to actually scan. Why don't you research that down there? Marvellous. Alright, before I decide what I'm doing in terms of trade, let's just scan these two areas over there and these areas around here. Until that's done, this is all academic. So my scientist down south has discovered some minerals that are of no use to us, but he'd like to bombard them with positron energy for the sake of converting them into... Yeah!
Situation log updated.
Go for it. You have fun doing that. Yeah, do that thing. Completely, like, bombard those positrons, or bombard the rocks with the positrons. Whatever it is you just said you wanted to do it. Now, I've got to say, right now, I am swimming in minerals. I might be willing to do a little trade deal with, yeah, the Ganvius, if they're maybe open to it. Would you guys maybe be willing to sell me some alloys in return for... They consider those very valuable, but they might still be willing to sell 5 monthly alloys in return for... Okay. I think we might actually have a deal here. In fact, we might have a very positive deal indeed. Yeah, actually. Only 13 minerals for 5 alloys. That's a very favourable exchange rate. Now, if I actually... No, it gets less desirable as it gets longer. Unless it's... No, then it becomes more positive. Okay. I think I'm willing to do that, quite frankly. That's... Yeah, that seems very decent. That's very, very decent. Hang on, I just need to double check this quickly. Yeah, my own dedicated foundries can only convert 24 minerals into 9. Yeah, go for it. I will buy your alloys off you because, if nothing else, this will actually limit your ability to build your fleet. So this strikes me as an eminently good deal. In fact, I'm willing to... let's just do it for 10 years for now, just in case that's actually something I want to reconsider for whatever reason later. But that is going to be a healthy boost to my alloy income. Yeah, very, very nice indeed. And that should also mean, yep, they like us. Favourable... I don't think that's a favourable trade deal. What have you just done, by the way? You've managed to... Yep, you have created some new mineral outposts. Very, very nice indeed. Nip south. I just want to make sure that there's no one hovering just down here.
Construction complete.
You've just finished doing that. Let's actually lock down... Yeah, 52 influence. Let's actually just go and lock down Gargantua. Oh, and it's time for an election, because effectively MegaCorps function like oligarchies. So every 20 years, there's going to be an election of 4 predetermined candidates. Now, we can choose to try and actually get involved, but it costs a lot of influence. So we're going to have to just abstain, because I physically can't afford to actually get involved. So yeah, we've got ourselves our existing ruler, the current governor of Asprania. We've got ourselves... Who are you? Ah, you're one of our scientists and you're another one of our scientists. Well, let's see what happens then. Honestly, I'd very much like it if Wings of Cyan just actually won again. He's got Space Miner. He's got... Oh. He's actually got Fertility Preacher. If he actually loses and the next guy doesn't actually have the ability to produce enough food, okay, that's something we can fix if it becomes a problem. I'm going to abstain and... Yeah, Pirate King Wings of Cyan was thankfully re-elected. Which is... Oh, with the agenda slave optimizations. I'm going to be honest, we don't have any of those, so that was a very odd thing to put in your manifesto. Now, we do also have one unemployed worker right now. You know what I probably could do with... No. Don't actually do that, because hopefully we might actually have... Yeah, a farm coming up here sooner rather than later. Do we actually want to start working on that immediately? Honestly, that's maybe a bit too far away. I might be a bit busy rushing north. I'd like to, yeah, lock down this spot would be very welcome. If I could just lock down this spot. Yeah, I know I'm kind of rushing for... Yeah, I'm rushing for too much right now. I'm rushing for too many things at once. I can't afford the influence for all of this. At the bare minimum, I'd like to, yeah, try and make sure I've got the option to expand up north. Alright, well, at the same time, you know what, we also need to do some renaming here. Just a quick bit of renaming. There we go. Euthonian Blockade 1 and 2 have now been formally recognised, with Euthonian Outpost 1 and 2 over here as well. So, if they try anything stupid against us, we need to be ready for them. So how about we just slap on, how much is... yeah, gun batteries are not that expensive. So that's a 50. Do I want to actually spend both right now? No, just one will do for the time being. Maybe we'll invest further in our defences. if there's any sign of trouble. Like, if they actually start making any claims against us whatsoever, because right now they do not have the right to declare war, but if they lay any claims on us at all, at that point, we probably get serious with them. Now, let's actually have a little look-see. Their capital world over here. If I wanted to... Ooh. If I wanted to set up a branch office, that's actually, yeah, that's manageable. That is 1,100 energy and 50 influence. You know what? I think it's worth it. Exclusively for the fact that it will actually give me full visibility of their planet. But... Okay, no. Don't do that.
Complete.
Because if I do that, they will have the right to declare war on me with the expropriation casus belli 100% of the time. I do not want to give them the right to attack me whenever they want. That would be dangerous. So, leave that for the time being. Or if I do want to do that, I'd need to really double down on the defences to make sure that they had no chance of breaking through the border. Leave it for now, but consider it. Float enough money that I could do it in the future if that's what I want to do. Oh, gene clinics are done. That's maybe worth building at some point. Now, food situation seems to be under control, but... yeah, Wings of Sion's not going to be here forever. Or I could take more Unity, hydroponics-based kind of garbage, to be honest. Yeah, let's take Planetary Unification, just for monthly Unity +2. That's a fairly fast one, and the ships are almost ready for an upgrade with the new fusion reactors. Then we can make them faster, hit harder. I'll feel a lot more safe. And yeah, there is a planet here, but that is a small tundra world. I remember that one over there. Not so interesting to me, to be honest. So, I've deployed one of my construction vessels down here to Deres, just to basically, yeah, lock that down. May as well actually, yeah, get both of these locked down, because I do want to take a Zax. Though, there's no sign of any trouble coming from the south yet. There we go. Fusion reactors are done. That opens up improved deflectors, but I can't turn down... No, take research speed up. Right, let's have a little look-see at the new ships. I've turned off the auto thing, by the way. I hate the auto-generate design. Right, what are we gonna do with you now, then? So, afterburners, blue lasers ×2, which is very, very nice indeed. Keep one mass driver of level 1 there purely to help penetrate and punch through shields. I'm going to have 2 shields of my own, together with, yeah, some basic armor. That leaves me with a tiny bit of leftover power, but leftover power always used to just filter through into a slightly improved fire rate, so I'm assuming everything's going to be, yeah, excess power, plus, ooh, a whole 1%. Nice. You know what? It'll flippin' do. Now, get the existing force upgraded for... Oh, bloody hell. Seriously, 435? Okay, maybe hold off on that for the time being. Blimey, heck, that's expensive. Oh, and the plant ravers are finally bloody expanding down south. They have taken their time. They've really taken their time. Leave that be. Focus on surveying. We will deal with the 10 bajillion anomalies later, alright? First, let's just get this place scanned and expand into it. Because while I wouldn't say my empire looks entirely like a penis right now, it also doesn't look unlike a penis. So, just in case, I would like to change the shape of my empire as quickly as possible so it stops looking like that. Sadly, surveying is just slowed down slightly because, yeah, the edict for Map the Stars, where you spend 100 influence to actually survey systems faster, has worn off. Which is a shame. Because, well, we're not really engaged in a race right this second. And, ooh, you've got a nice system down there. Bloody hell, that's the sort of system I was hoping to actually capture. Yeah, that's way nicer than my mining systems. Boo. Oh, but speak of the devil... Over here in Minchia, this looks like this might be an awfully big amount of minerals. Oh, yeah. You know what? Screw it. I'm doing it. I'm expanding. You, come down here, lock down a Zax. We've got, yeah, plenty of... In fact, yeah, we're swimming in minerals right now. I could really do with just a new planet so I can get down some new flipping foundries. So,
complete.
You, get down to a Zax, lock that down. Back on the main station, we've also got ourselves a cruiser-sized starship can be detected in a decaying orbit inside the atmosphere of Kochab 5, and sadly got itself crushed to death. That's sad, but it gets me some science. Right, to the shipyard, and I've got, yeah, the consumer goods I need, the alloys I need, and the food I need to actually set up my colony. And obviously, all I can send is owls. So that's all I've got. That is now in production, so we can start locking down this place very soon. Good, good, good. And you, scan this area. The sun's worth, yeah, that's worth 2 energy. But it looks like there's plenty of things to scan around here. Have a little look-see, see what we got. Now, population continues to grow incredibly quickly on my home world, including now 2 unemployed. Which is actually surprisingly not dragging down the... No, it doesn't, of course, because I've got social welfare. So unemployed people are not unhappy. They're just as happy as they would be otherwise. And they're also producing a tiny bit of bonus unity. So I'm not going to create jobs for them. Instead, I'm just going to float them for the time being. And as soon as the new colony's down, I'll ship them over to the new colony. Because we will need farmers on the new world. Speaking of which, hello there. We've actually got ourselves traditions here. So ship fire rates. Yeah. You know what? I would actually like to take overwhelming force just so I can take the great game next. That strikes me as a priority. So I would like to, next time, get Starbase damage up 20%. Because Starbases make excellent hard boundaries just to, you know, disincentivize people from invading me. Oh, and better, the Nebula Refinery's done. All my mining stations just got better at their jobs too. Oh, that's going to be lovely. Now, we've still got that... Ooh! This is what I wanted. Robotic workers. Yeah, every flipping time. Though actually, do look at these just first. So, civilian fabricators. Artisans turn minerals into consumer goods. I'm going to be honest, I thought we... Ah, wait. No. I believe the existing building I've got creates less jobs than that. So, this is like I assume an upgrade to that. But no. I want robotic workers so I can start double pumping pops. I can get robots in play at the same time as people. Now that I want. What's my current population? 39 and growing fast. Good. We'll hit 40 and that 40th building could be a robot assembly line. Then, oh yeah, that's what we flippin' want right there. And here's the big one. A Zax is done. Right, you... get on with just building the mining stations and the research stations and whatever around there. Because, oh, this is going to be good. This is going to be very, very good indeed. That is going to be my first world. A small planet, admittedly, but it will be a lush breadbasket that will feed the rest of the Empire. So we've discovered a shipwreck with a big old cache of minerals inside, but we believe it is of Ganvian design. So... if I actually decide to take the minerals, that's 300, but the Ganvius don't like us. Or, I could not risk an altercation, return the minerals, and that will make them cheerful, and I'll take the influence. Influence is worth way more to me, so you guys better be happy about this. Your fleet's still tiny, by the way. 700 odd. In fact, actually, right now... it still says equivalent. I feel like my fleet is stronger unless you're, like, hiding more of your fleet round here somewhere. Still... they should be happy about that. They flipping better be. Because that's, in all fairness, I don't need 300 minerals. I'm floating a lot of minerals right now. Mainly because it's taken me quite a long time to find a planet I actually want to settle on. So once we actually get down here and we have to start building districts, that will probably go down pretty quickly. Owls! We have received word of our downed supply ship's cargo. We'd like to extend our gratitude to you for taking the time to recover it without the need for Ganvian intervention. Oh, wow. That is nice. 100 influence. There's a lot we can do there. How are me and you getting on? Plus 25. Plus 25. So, despite the fact that they're having to waste like 10% of their entire population just on police trying to keep my illegal plant raves under control, they're actually pretty chill with me right now, which is marvellously good news. Now, something very, very annoying indeed is the Euthonium Blockade 2. That's actually sitting on the perfect spot for me to... oh, hello! We've got ourselves an encounter. Now, what's going on here precisely? We've got ourselves... just have a little look-see. That is... is that... I can't remember what class of ship that's. That might be a mollusk class ship. Fine. Somebody's doing some scanning around here. So, there's a new empire we're not familiar with. Get out the sit log and yeah, research that. Before the end of the year, I would like to know who the hell these guys are and where they are. I mean, we should not be surprised that there's some form of empire up there. So right now, yeah, we've got some fairly friendly people down over here. We've got some dicks over here who, yeah, as I was just saying, if I could take this area and thus turn that into the hardened blockade against these guys. Or here, actually, here would be even better. If I could take this, then I'd be only a stone's throw from their capital, which would be very, very nice indeed, and it would mean I'd only actually need to have one system blocked up. And the reason that would be very nice is the Euthonian blockade system 2 right now, which is busy being like heavily armed, that is sitting on trade value. And there's more trade value here, 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 and there might be more trade value down here. We just don't know yet. In fact, I'm just going to survey that system right now to check. Now, the way trade value works, let's just quickly go over this, because the Euthonian blockade is gathering a tiny amount of trade value right now. So Euthonian blockade 2 has picked up the 3 trade value that actually exists inside the Euthonian blockade, and it is sending it along the most logical short course back to Ospra, where it's been gathered and added into my own trade value. So of the 71 in Ospra, 3 of that is actually being shipped by the Euthonian blockade 2. Now, the problem is, as it goes along its merry way, there is a chance that piracy will reduce it. These aren't actually physical ships I can actually see on the map, but they're just kind of assumed to be there if I don't keep this place nice and secure. So for the time being, that is not happening. There is no piracy whatsoever. But as the value of trade goes up and as the trade routes get longer, that might become a problem. And then I'll need to start actually patrolling my own fleets along the trade routes in order to keep them safe, which is entirely fine, but isn't necessary yet. So what I would like is the Euthonian Blockade 2 to be a trade hub. Because if I turn that place into a trade outpost and then build 2 trade hubs inside it, it would be able to absorb all of the trade around us. That'd be worth 3, 7 for 10, up to 12, up to 15. Yeah, over 20 trade, representing over 20 energy just being shipped from that one outpost. Now that would be very, very nice indeed. But I can't really do that as long as this place has to remain hardened. Actually, I guess I could. Outpost 2, I could just straight up say, yeah, 1 module. That gets this place up to 682 strength, which is not that bad at all, really, as long as I have a fleet to support it. How about I just actually put a trade hub in right now? It won't pick up everything, but it will allow me to actually be harvesting the trade in Valis. Yeah, go on then. I'm actually just going to shove that down, because that's only 50 alloys, and I've got plenty of alloys right now. So as soon as that's done, it'll pick up the trade in Sooth, it'll pick up the trade in Valas, and all of that will be shipped back too. And if there were trade in Gargantua, it would pick that up, but there is no trade in Gargantua, so that's all absolutely fine. Now, you keep on scanning for the time being, because, yeah, I need to find out who these guys are. Ah, and the colony ship is ready to go. So you guys head in that direction, and where is this, and how much is this going to cost? Colonize. Ah, doesn't cost anything. I forgot about the cost of colonization no longer existing. My mistake. Right, you guys, yeah, just head in that direction. That's fine. I need to make my decision as to what this place is going to be called. Nothing much down here, however, at the very south of that little area I've got locked down just for me. Purely a black hole. Though black holes can be worth a fair amount of physics, so it's not the worst thing in the world at all. And hello, Ganvia's Prime just got a bit more valuable. Why did that happen? Crime just very, very briefly went up. Not quite sure why that happened. Maybe you just were moving some people around. And as a striking example of space irony, I've stumbled across a ship that was out in space looking for new exciting things to eat that was itself eaten by a giant space creature they ran into, which fortunately appears to not actually be floating around anymore, so that's good. But actually, hang on, we've got something interesting here. So the ship was actually wanting to eat the people of the Farine Combine for their juicy stomach and spicy temperament. So, as a result of that, we now have communications enabled with the most delicious species in the galaxy. Right, well, where are they exactly? Here we go. The Farine Combine. They're all the way up there, apparently. Right, well, hello there. It's nice to know you're around. You are fanatical, authoritarian, and militarist. I don't think we're going to be friends, to be perfectly honest. No, we're listening, but we determine for ourselves what is truth and falsehood, right and wrong. The fact that you're delicious is apparently true. I'm not sure if you'd agree with that statement, though. Ah, bad news. So the system up north here, the crucial little choke point I was hoping to seize, yeah, it looks like somebody has already got there. Whoever these guys are, that's totally their station already. Right, in that case, you pull out of there and, yeah, probably head south. We've probably got enough information up north for the time being. So instead, head over here and join the southern expansion. That's going to be our best bet for expanding further at this point. Don't be around we correct their language just in case you get yourself actually disappeared for a brief while. That would not be ideal. We have discovered... Oh, is that the black hole? Yeah. We've totally 100% just discovered dark matter. So we've actually got ourselves some nice, unique resources dotted around our empire here. We've got ourselves... hang on, what did we already found? We already found some... That's some volatile motes. And there's some dark matter down over here as well. I think we've actually found one other thing as well, but I can't remember what it is right now. Here we go. We've got the chance to have a chat with these guys. So this is Rontor Intersolar. Diplomatic channels open. Free bit of influence too. And who are you guys? So, fanatical xenophobe and spiritualist. So, probably, you guys aren't going to want to be friends, but if we're lucky, you don't want to be enemies either. So, I'm going to say cooperation will surely benefit us all. Hooray! So, that's you guys. Just check here. Yeah, minus 60. Not keen. Fleet power superior to our own. Concerning. So, we haven't exactly found a logical friend yet, to be honest. No. No, we haven't. No, actually, that actually makes me think. So, these days, it's easier than it used to be to just buy, sell, and trade systems. I am floating a very large amount of minerals right now. Hello there, Uthonians. Is there any chance whatsoever you might be willing to sell me the Fuahiri system? No. I don't want you to transfer systems to you. I would like Fuahiri. And I am willing to spend a lot of minerals on that. Like, an awful lot of minerals. No, they're just not up for it. Not even for thousands of minerals. That's just not something they're into. Fine. And the Rontor have understandably locked us out of their borders because, you know, they're fanatical xenophobes, so it's not desperately surprising. Now, I would like to lock down Oxcleary before they can, because we've already scanned it. Oh, we've already scanned it. Oh, no. Okay, priorities. You, get over here, work on this, like, right now, unless... Are any of my construction ships closer? No, it's just a bit of a long way round. There's sadly not a connection there. If we're lucky, we can get to this before they do, because they're expanding somewhere else right now. Because it's not exactly the most desirable system, but I'd rather not actually have to, have a double barricade again. But then, I suppose, this is already a blockade, but I'd like to take this system in a perfect world. Is it time for us to look at claims at this point? How much would this claim cost? 60. Not much, to be honest, and... Oh! Hello, sorry, yes, scientists, etc. 1,000. Yes, you can have another 1,000 energy for more research. That's all absolutely fine. Well done. Oh, that makes me think I should also chat to the artisan guys. Hello over there. So, what do you want exactly? So, a 10-year program. Yeah, monthly unity up by 10%. 1,000 energy. Yep, go on then. We're floating a lot of energy right now because we are very rich. So, unity is up and science is up off those two enclaves. That works for me. Let's just get a handful more corvettes into production here. We need more of them. Unity up +2. Very, very nice indeed. And there's the off-world trading company. Or hyper-entertainment forums. So possibly that's an upgrade for the Hollow Theatre. I'm not sure. But again, that requires, a resource we don't have yet. So, off-world trading company, I'd say it is. That could be starting to become useful in the not-too-distant future. And we've pulled it off too. Over in Oxcleary, we have managed to get our base down before they were able to get their base down. So, we've got ourselves a nice choke point that if the Rontor ever want to attack us, they'll have to come through. Which works for me. That is flipping spot on. And there we go. Oxcleary locked down. Now, do I have enough? Yeah, I've got absolutely plenty. So, upgrade that immediately into a proper outpost. Marvellous. This system becomes the Rontus Blockade 01, and Rontus Outpost 01 is being upgraded too. Marvellous. and better, my colony ship is ready to set down. And I think I know what I want this place to be called. You see, this is going to be my specialised agricultural area. Nothing but green fields and food as far as the eye can see. So, I'm going to call it Abundance, which I think is going to be a lovely name. And we're just going to rename the actual, the entire system that as well. The Abundance system. Marvellous. And we have found a rare patch of open ground in the jungles of Abundance and made planetfall. Our first ever colony is down. Spot on. Though, of course, it is going to take a little bit of time for that to actually become, you know, a proper colony. It's going to take a while. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen? I'd say that is enough for now. We have made some excellent progress. The Almeta Syndicate controls a very, very impressive, if slightly oddly shaped, bit of space. We have met, I'd say, the immediate neighbours. We now know who's down south, who's up north, who's over to the east. There might be there's going to be someone else around here sooner or later. I mean, if we're very lucky, this bit of space might just be up for grabs. We might just run into the Ganvius block again down there. Who flipping knows? Because I've not seen any sign of anyone in this part of the world. So, we have got ourselves a few little, blanks to fill in. This bit over here, these areas over here. Just to, expand down south in this direction until we run into somebody. We've got our first colony down, and that needs to be worked upon. And I've got a plan for the Euthonians. Let's just say yes, I've got a very, very good plan indeed. So, hopefully, you'll join me next time for that, ladies and gentlemen. But in the meantime, I've been John. This has been many a true nerd, and this has been Stellaris MegaCorp. Thank you very much, and goodbye. Oh no! Oh dear! America's decided they do not like us! Just want to finish off China. I can die happily. Well, not happily because there's nuclear fire involved, but moderately happily. There we go! I've just started... Oh god. The Earth was fun, wasn't it? We can all agree the Earth was great.